Popular protests against Erdogan's government escalate as the Turkish police closed the way to the office of the Prime Minister. And Russia says that Washington was not exerting enough influence on the Syrian opposition in the preparations for the upcoming international conference about the Syrian crisis. Units of the Syrian Arab Army in al-Qseir and its influence killed dozens of terrorists in several areas. Good afternoon, this is News in English from the Syrian Arab television in Damascus. The Russian Foreign Ministry asserted that Washington was not exerting enough influence on the Syrian opposition within the context of preparations for the upcoming international conference on the Syrian crisis in Geneva. The Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said that the US was not working in the required way in favor of this conference to be attended by opposition representatives. Iraqi Prime Minister al-Maliki asserted that Iraq was deeply concerned from the increase of violence, armament and tension in its region. He warned some European countries that they would bear the consequences of supplying the Syrian opposition with weapons, stressing the fact that it would never allow the use of its territory to wage any aggression on Syria. He also warned that it would respond to any Israeli violation of its airspace in case it attacked Iran. In field developments, a Syrian Arab Army unit foiled the attempt of a terrorist gang to move from al-Assad to al-Qseir near the Damascus-Homs highway after ambushing the armed group. The news reporter said that the army destroyed a pickup car full of weapons and killed the terrorists in that car. A military source said that a Syrian Arab Army unit restored security and stability to 13 towns and villages in northern countryside of Hama after destroying the last hideouts of the terrorists of the so-called Jabhat al-Nusra and confiscating their arms and ammunition. The source added that during the operation Al-Hamra, Lala, Al-Rabi'a and Rahba, dozens of those terrorists were killed and a number of mortar guns and Turkish vehicles were confiscated. During the operation of chasing the terrorists in Taybat al-Imam and Al-Shafi'a, the army destroyed a number of heavy machine guns and a rocket launcher. The source called upon residents of these towns and villages to return to their homes where security and stability have been restored. And the Homs countryside, a Syrian Arab Army unit killed a number of terrorists in Al-Rastan and destroyed their equipment. The dead terrorists included Khalid Suleiman, leader of the gang, named after Adnan Aqla, Muhammad al-Harra, Mustafa Ziyad, and Abd al-Mu'min Diab, leader of the so-called Death Battalion, in addition to Abd al-Hadi Misnsai, leader of the gang belonging to Jabhat al-Nusra, and Abd al-Rahman Barakat, leader of the so-called the Armament Battalion. In another operation, a Syrian Arab Army unit defeated a terrorist group and destroyed their weapons and equipment in the village of Kafilun in Al-Hula area. Moving to Dar'a, where a Syrian Arab Army unit destroyed a terrorist group and their hideout near the sports club and Al-Hamidin. That dead terrorists included Abdul Fattah Ibrahim Abu Zaid, Qasim Fawaz Al-Masalmi, Maher Mamdouh, and several others. In the fourth day of Turkish protests, the Turkish police closed the road in face of protesters heading towards the office of the Turkish Prime Minister. The Turkish share market fell by 8% after these protests, which escalated against the dictatorial policies of Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government in Istanbul and other Turkish cities. One man was killed during the clashes and tens of thousands of demonstrators occupied the square of Taksim in Istanbul, while the police withdrew from it after hundreds of demonstrators were wounded and more than 1,700 were detained in various parts of Turkey. Turkish activities and supporters of the opposition leftist party celebrated victory after the withdrawal of the security forces from the square. The southern town of Adana, the western town of Izmir, and the towns of Gaziantep and Antalya in the southeast witnessed demonstrations against Erdogan's policies. The Turkish Minister of the Interior admitted that more than 60 Turkish towns had witnessed massive demonstrations since last Tuesday. Minister of Health Saad al-Naif said that the ministry had provided all the vaccinations for the children under 5 years old for the year 2013, in addition to all requirements of reproductive health services.
The remarks came during the minister's tour with representative of the World Health Organization in Damascus, Elizabeth Hoff, in Al-Shaghur Health Center. Minister al-Naif said that the ministry is working to provide all local and imported medicines, pointing out to the repeated aggressions committed by the armed terrorist groups against the medicine factories and medicine shipments. He stressed that there is no pandemic or epidemic disease in the country, adding that the ministry is providing free health services via the hospitals and health centers throughout the country. For her part, Hoff hailed the health services provided for free by Al-Shaghur Center, stressing the need for these services to be provided in all the areas and with the same quality.
WHO is very impressed with this clinic and would like to congratulate the staff for the high quality of care that is provided. And it was interesting to do the tour here today to see how many patients are coming regularly. There are a high number of internally displaced people in this area, and we are pleased to see that the services are provided for free.
The artist Ramiz Ghnege opened his art evening with a musical concert entitled The Levant Dance on the stage of Dumar.
The team of the artist Ramiz Ghnege succeeded in presenting pieces of Syrian popular folklore of music and songs performed by the two artists Sara Youssef and Shadi Razzouk. The artist Ghnege also presented various pieces played on his lute. The theme of the Arab music in Damascus was launched when Damascus was declared the capital of Arab culture in 2008. The team has since then attracted various artistic talents and presented them to the audience, thus serving old and modern Syrian art, showing the original value of our rich past and promising future. The artist Ramiz Ghnege was born in Damascus in 1977. He is a composer who plays on Occidental and Oriental musical instruments. He studied music at the hands of the most important Arab and foreign composers. He has been a member of the National Symphony for 4 years.
That was it. More details on our website www.syriaonline.sy. The latest in stocks, currencies and precious metals in our economic news, but after the break.